Last topic of unit third, theory of supply. Supply refers to quantity of commodity that a firm is willing and able to offer for sale at a given price during a given period of time. In this definition, 4 point is you need to consider. First, supply refers to quantity of commodity. Quantity of commodity, it means always we will talk about that how much quantity producer is offering to the market. It means in terms of numbers always we will talk. And firm is willing and able to offer. Willing and able, it means whatever if you have produced 100 ton of sugar, suppose you are the producer of sugar and you have produced 100 ton of sugar, but you are not getting price of that product whatever you want, and price is so low, so even you are not able to cover the cost. So at that lower price you are not willing to sell your product. So it is always required that producer whatever stock you have, but you are ready to sell that product in the market. It means producer have willing and able to offer for a sale. And the last one is price. We already study demand chapter, and in that chapter we study about the relationship between price and demand. That was the inverse relation. In this, when we talk about supply, demand always talk about in terms of consumer point of view, and supply always consider in terms of producer point of view. So when we talk about producer, always producer will like to sell product at a whatever will be the price. He will always prefer a specific price will be there that will be able to provide him maximum profit. So at a given price, and the last one is the period of time. Always like a demand in case of supply, it is always talk about a specific period of time. It means whether you are selling your product for a day, for a month, for a week, or for a year. So always period of time will be mentioned here. Or you can understand supply with the help of schedule, that in the case of firm A that is not selling product at the price of 5, it means he is selling 0 units. At the price of 10, they are selling 10 units. At the price of 15, they are selling 20 units. And at the price of 20, they are selling 30 units. So at the given price, whatever 4 points that you can find out in the table, quantity of commodity that is given, willing and offer to sell. It means at the 5, he firm A owner don't want to sell the product. At 10, he is ready to sell 10 units. And price given related to that, and period of time, whatever it means. Period of time always mentioned in terms of month, week, day, or year. So that is the definition of supply. When we talk about supply always related to what producer actually want to sell in the market. It means it is not related to stock. Differences between stock and supply, two main differences. First, supply always talk about period of time, but when we talk about stock always refers to a particular point of time. At a particular point of time, how much quantity you producer have, that is always related to stock. When we talk about supply, it means it different price, different quantity available. It means over the period how much quantity a producer is willing to sell at a different price. But when we talk about stock, at a particular point of time, how much quantity producer have, whether they want to sell it ready to sell, or they don't want to sell, but it will at their warehouse. So that is a stock. Suppose with the help of example we can understand, you have produced 100 ton of sugar as a producer. So at the 100, if you have 100 ton of sugar and you are ready to sell only 30 ton sugar out of that, because you are whatever be the price, you are ready to sell only 13 ton sugar of that. So 100 was the stock, out of that 30 is the supply. So that is the main difference between the supply and stock. Now when we talk about supply schedule, we already study about the demand schedule. In the same way, when we talk about supply schedule, two things are there, or two concepts are there. First one is the individual supply, and second one is the market supply schedule. So when we talk about individual supply, price given two firms. Suppose two individual firms are there, or two producers are there. First one is the A, second one is the B. At the price of 5, A ready to sell 0, A did not want to sell anything, and as well as B don't want to sell anything. At the price of 10, A ready to sell 10 units of the commodity, and firm B ready to sell 5 units of commodity, and so on. So that is the example of individual supply, when a particular producer is ready to sell its product at a given price, over the period. So that is an individual. When we only talk about A or B, that is an individual supply schedule. But when we talk about, if we combine, suppose only two producers are there, first A and second is B. If we combine the quantity of these producers, then we will get the market schedule. Like at the 5, both don't want to sell anything, so 0 supply will be there. But when we combine 10 with 5, we will get 15. So at the price of 10, they are ready to sell only 15 units. At the price of 15, they are ready to sell only 30 units. So that combination, or that combined quantity of two producers is considered as a market supply. At a different prices, different quantity, they are ready to sell over a period of time. So when we talk about individual supply, it refers to schedule showing various quantity of commodity that an individual firm producer in the market is willing to sell at a different possible price of that commodity. With the help of schedule, you can easily understand that schedule showing various quantity of commodity that individual is ready to sell at a different possible prices. And when we talk about market supply, it is a combination of all the firms, or we can say schedule showing various quantity of commodity that all the firm and producer in the industry is willing to sell at a different possible price of the commodity. When we talk about individual, it means we are talking about only a single firm. When we talk about market, it means we are talking about group of firms. Individual, it means individual firm. And when we talk about market or industry, it means we are talking about the aggregate of firms. So different, so we can say that various quantity of a commodity that all the firm in the industry are willing to sell a different possible price of the commodity. So with the help of that schedule, we can easily draw a graph. Like at the price of 5, 0 quantity is there. Here we are drawing a graph of individual supply curve. So only we are taking example as a firm A. So at the price of 5, firm A ready to sell only 0. At the price of 10, they ready to sell 10 units. So at the price of 10, they are ready to sell 10 units. At the price of 20, they are ready to sell 15 units, and at the price of 30, they are ready to sell 20 units. So when we join all these points, and we will get a curve that is called individual supply curve. Now when we aggregate the supply of producer A and producer B, or firm A, firm B, we will get the market schedule. So with the help of, at the price of 5, 0 quantity demanded, at the price of 10, 15 units demanded, here you can find out. At the price of 15, 30 units produced by the A and B, and at the price of 20, they are producing 45 units. When we join all these points, we will get curve that is rightward upward curve, because there is a direct relation between price and quantity. It means here we are talking about in the point of view of a producer, and always producer will like to sell its product at a higher price. So if price will higher, always producer will like to supply more in the market. That always you will find that supply curve rightward upward movement, because whenever price will hike, always producer will like to sell more quantity of a commodity. So that related to the individual supply and market supply. Now in the next video we will talk about determinants of supply and some more topics about the supply. It is always better to read a book before seeing the video, or it may be possible after seeing the video. It will be helpful for you, because supply and demand both chapter are interrelated to each other. And if we talk about micro, it is always easy subject as compared to macro in my point of view, and you will be able to get good marks in a micro if you study hard.